Hello and welcome to another update on the Tigard real estate market. My name is Steve Thoele. I'm a principal real estate broker with Premier Property Group. And this update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, February 18th. So I'm going to share my screen here now with you and let's go through the info here together. First off, we'll look at active listings. This last week, we had kind of a real bump up and new listings hit the market. We had 32, which is way above, any other week that we've had over the, prior weeks here. Which is good to see some inventory hit the market, and you can kind of see what's happened with, total active listings. We had a high of 179 to begin with, 8 weeks back. That got down to 147 here 2 weeks ago, but then with that little bump here of new listings, we're back up to 176 of listings in Tigard as of this last week. The median list price and days on market for those active listings, you can kind of see that that's been on the gradual increase here. We had a low of 700,000 7 weeks back, hit 740 as a high a couple, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and then this last week came in at 725,000 is the most recent median list price for these 176 homes right now. Days on market, you can kind of see that has been on the decline, had a high of 71 8 weeks back. Held pretty steady there for a while. This last week dipped clear down to 43, which was the result, a lot of the result of that was just, we had so much new inventory come on the market this last week, really bringing this number down. Okay, so moving along to pending sales. This last week, I show we had 18 properties go pending in Tigard, same as the prior week. Our high was 26 3 weeks ago, and you can kind of see it had been kind of gradually increased from a low of 8 to begin with. Total number of pendings, that is had a continual rise here over the past 8 weeks. We had a low of 77 to begin with, and you can kind of see that just is kind of continually increase up to a high of 112 pendings as of this last week. And the median price and days on market for the pendings, that's the price been on the rise. Started off at right at 600,000 for 3 weeks, and then got up to a high of 660 over 2 or 3 weeks ago. This last week fell back to 650 is the most recent number there for the 112 homes right now that are pending. Days on market, kind of much more closer range on that. You can kind of see we had a low of 57 on a couple occasions. This last week came in at 72, which is a high for the past 8 weeks in terms of days on market. And we'll look at sold listings. So as of the time I put this together, we had 19 properties go from pending to sold. And that's almost a high for the past 8 weeks. And then when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity or closings on a week-by-week basis, you can kind of see we had, a high of 71 closings 8 weeks back when you look over the prior 4 weeks, and then that got down to a low of 44 closings over the prior 4 weeks here, and then it has increased a bit from there. This most recent reading was 55 closings over the prior 4 weeks. And so the median price and days on market for those solds, you can see we were in kind of the 580s for a while to begin with for the first month, and then we did dip back got down to a low of 530 4 weeks ago, and then it has been back on the rise from there, hitting a high over the past 8 weeks of 615,000 for the most recent 55 properties that have sold in Tigard. And then days on market has been on the rise, had a low of 38 8 weeks back, and that got up to, ended, I should say, with 63 days of average market time, which is a slight high for the past 8 weeks for this most recent 55 sales. Okay, and last piece of data we'll look at here is the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So the red bars is that weeks of inventory figure, kind of a good measurement of relative supply and demand in the market. Started off with about 10 weeks of inventory to begin with. That got up to a high of just under 15 weeks as sales were declining there, as we saw above. And then as sales have started to kind of go back up again over the past 2 or 3 weeks, that number has gone down. And most recent reading is just under 13 weeks of inventory is kind of where we sit. So that's what, a little over 3 months worth of inventory right now in Tigard. So, not bad, depending, given the time of year and everything else that's kind of going on with the market. Sale price as a percent of the original list price. You can see we had a high of a little over 98% here 5 weeks back. It has dipped over this past month, kind of in the 96, almost 97% range. This last week, it's 96.8. So, a little little more than a 3% discount right now off of the original list price. It's kind of where sellers are at in terms of their what they're getting relative to their asking price. Okay, the very last thing we'll look at here is mortgage rate update. So, again, looking at kind of Mortgage News Daily, kind of a website I use to kind of track what's happening in the mortgage market. 2 weeks ago, my last update I gave you, we were at about 6.9% for a 30-year fixed rate loan. And you can kind of see over the past 2 weeks here, we have unfortunately gone up. Last week was kind of a tough week for rates. We had a couple inflation reports that came out, the consumer price index and the producer price index. Both of those came in a little higher than expected, a little hotter than what the market was expecting, which bond market certainly doesn't like that, and so caused interest rates to rise. We ended this last week, last Friday, at about 7.15 for a 30-year fixed rate loan, for a prime borrower. So certainly not the direction we want to see, but that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully we'll, see some improvement on that, but, we'll see. A lot goes into rates, that's for sure. So anyway, hope that update was helpful for you. As always, if I can answer questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. I always put my phone number and email address down below these videos in the description. So feel free to give me a call, send me a text or an email, and I'd be happy to talk with you further. So if you can give some love to these videos, that's always appreciated, with likes, comments, and shares. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button before you leave. So hope you have a great day and week ahead, and we will see you on the next update.